Welcome everyone, happy Friday. What do we get wrong about fitness? How do we be, good grammar, consistent with fitness? I posted inside Friends and Health, our wellness group. Feel free to join us, Friends and Health on Facebook. When it comes to fitness, what is the main struggle? Majority of answers is consistency, scheduling it in, and generally just a struggle, and actually knowing what is right for me. And dealing with health and fitness for so many years, consistency is the top struggle that we have. In fact, with anything in life too, but in health as well. And it made me think why some of us consistent doing it, becoming examples, people are just like, wow, how do you do that? And you stay so consistent, and they're proud, and they are being exemplary of how to be in your health and in other areas of life. How we do one thing is how we do everything, versus other people not. And I think, forgive me if I'm wrong, majority of us, we are not being consistent with our the self-care habits that we know we need to be consistent with. That's what I call non-negotiables. They're actually quite flexible, but at the same time, some non-negotiable habits, they does not need to be flexible. So today I want to have a conversation. I'm just going to drive it. I feel I'm throwing myself in all different directions. But why I was struggling being consistent with fitness and other habits too. But today I'm going to talk about the fitness. Why do we have it as our major struggle? And most of us struggle through it through the entire life. And unfortunately, sometimes we never get to having that as not a struggle. Why? Is it so if I have a problem with scheduling it in, that means I have something else that is priority. I prioritize other things. I have responsibilities. Maybe it's a job, maybe it's paying the bills, maybe it's, priority as a family. So there's something else that is in front of it that is more important. Why? Because I feel that's what I'm supposed to do, is to support my family, run the business, pay the bills. And why am I doing it ahead of giving myself energy to do it? Why am I waking up early, going to bed late, cut on the sleep? Here we are talking about the sleep. And waking up to work versus waking up to work out. Why am I so tired that I only rest in the evening, preferably watch a movie with some food, versus going for a walk? What's in our mind? And it's actually a question. Why I'm asking why is because I want to know what is the reasoning we are putting behind non-action. Okay, there's more to say, but I'm going to stop here, and I'm really curious why. Why some of us non-negotiably exercise and some of us just don't. Some of us just wish and we talk. What is the difference? Here's what I'd like to bring for us. Here's what we get wrong with fitness. And I hope this conversation will bring kind of a sense of relief for you. I honestly think we got it wrong. In our wellness hype right now, we have certain things kind of flipped upside down, and we think about fitness as a formal fitness. We think about fitness as a going to the gym and working out. And that's where I think for majority of us, the understanding of fitness stops. But let me tell you, this is where we get it so wrong. You might disagree with me. As a fitness trainer, sometimes I say, you're telling me not to work out. Actually not. I'm telling you to start from a different step when it comes to fitness. So when I have struggle already putting it on the calendar, why am I struggling putting it on the calendar and struggling doing it? Because I'm already struggling even putting it on the calendar. It's not going to work. How do I change that? So, in fact, there are steps of fitness, conscious fitness, or movement, awareness of moving the body. Those are the keywords that we really have to understand and follow. That's what I call non-negotiable, that we start with first. And then we build it up to where it's time to bring formal fitness and then upgrade to something else. But really at the beginning, ladies and gentlemen, I want to encourage us to forget about the formal fitness. If you haven't done it and you keep thinking about it and you paid for it and you're not there yet and you keep thinking about it, your body needs fuel daily. We eat daily, we think daily, we kind of move daily. We need to act today. We need to act right this minute. As soon as I finish, I'm going to stand up. That's where we start. We start by being intentional, honestly just aware of what I'm doing and not doing. We start by already engaging my body through proper posture, through functional movement, like I'm gonna stand up from the chair. That's actually part of squatting. I'm gonna learn how to move my body properly. And even before that, I'm just gonna be aware and start intentionally moving more. How do I do that? Tap into the activities you're already doing. You don't have to schedule anything. If you do the planning of the week, you can say, okay, I have buffer between the meetings. The meeting can go, instead of 60 minutes, 55. I have 5 minutes to stand up and move. If I have a phone call, I can walk and have a phone call. In fact, I know, but some things I do while walking. I love microwave circles. We're going to talk about that in the conscious fitness training. And in fact, this will be step number 1. How do I move more? Do you know that average American, according to National Academy of Sports Nutrition, that probably took studies from another source, but that's what I remember, average American consumes 700 calories extra a day. 5 days a week, that's 3,500 calories. That's what we consume by gaining 1 pound. 3,500 calories equals 1 pound of weight gain. Imagine how many weeks do we have a year? 56 weeks equals 56 pounds. Now on the other side of it, if I burn this energy by chewing more, eating less, portion control, and moving more, just moving more. If you have a weight loss as your goal, you can lose those pounds. Forget about formal fitness. If you haven't done it, just know we can't start from where we haven't done it yet. Start by just stepping into what you're already doing. And again, in fact, you can even go to my blog. I already have the post on how to get your daily steps in, coachingbynadia.com/blog, or feel free to come to our training. I will share that. I will mingle a lot on how to move daily. But here's why. About 30% of our daily calorie energy expenditure, I mismatched that, but energy expenditure, 30% is from just moving, fiddling around, getting up, doing the laundry, doing this, doing gardening, walking. 30% of energy we burn by doing just that. So that does not include formal fitness. That's actually less calories we burn. So by just moving more, you have more energy, you burn more calories. In fact, you raise your metabolism because of that. You have blood flow going through your body. In fact, I was talking with a chiropractor yesterday. He mentioned your nutrients are flowing. Assimilation of your nutrients is better. You have clarity of mind. In fact, he says, Nadia, the main concern I have for my patients is the mindset. It's not about working out. It's not about eating healthier. It's about my attitude and my mindset around it. That's why as a health coach, we just cannot not talk about the mindset. You can jump in the gym and pay for the trainer, $800 or whatever in a month, but what will you do long term? Short term, there's plenty of options. We're talking here about being healthy longer, expanding our health span versus our lifespan. Why do we need to live, I'm sorry, longer when we're just miserable and sick on medication? It doesn't feel like life. What feels like life is to be vital, to have energy, to have excitement, to have confidence, and enjoy those, speaking of fitness, vacations you want to take, mountains you want to climb, literally, not literally. And that's where we put our intentional, non-negotiable self-care habits. We create urgency daily. Then we create the discipline around it, support to build consistency. So again, at the beginning, and I'm going to finish up, I did the training on conscious fitness already in one of them entrepreneur groups, and we cover the 3 phases of awareness of fitness. So the phase is the foundation, knowing what I want, setting up the basics, then boundaries, protecting your time, protecting your energy, protecting yes and no, and then ownership. In the foundation stage, where you just move more, create the intentionality, is really hard. It's like water pump. You can put so much effort and feel like nothing is coming out. That's where it's so important to have a support. Ideally, to have like one-on-one coach with you. And because you're picking up that momentum, that's where I referred in that question. That's when you can join the group. Camaraderie, support, you already have that momentum going, and then after a while you can even do it yourself. That's the ownership phase. But you can't skip to formal fitness when you haven't even done much of fitness or movement. I hope you understand me. I'm feeling a little blonde today. Not blonde, but blonde. So ladies and gentlemen, I think what we get wrong with fitness is we treat this as the knowledge of formal fitness, doing the workouts, going to the gym, and it's wrong. And that's where we lose the consistent, or even not doing it, not even talking about being consistent. It's not on the calendar because we haven't done it. How can we do it if we haven't? Let's tap into the right steps of just building our awareness of intentional movement. And the step number 1 is just move more throughout the day. And then it's proper posture, it's functional movement, formal fitness, which I teach functional fitness. Then leveling up to your individual goals, what it is that you want, because we're all individualities. Finding what's exciting for you and really seeing as fitness for life. That's what keeps you consistent. Okay, I'm going to stop. Before I go, please leave me the comments if you're listening to an email, video, whether it's in the comments, reply back in the chat. What resonates for you in this conversation? The one thing I'd like to ask from you is, what is your struggle when you're thinking about fitness? And number 1, what stood out for number 2? What stood out for you in this conversation? where maybe I said something that kind of tickled you, please reply to me, let me know, and I look forward to hearing from you. And on April 26th, Friday, 3:30 Central, I will be teaching conscious fitness. I already have the phases all prepared for you all, and please join us, and let's look at fitness. It's something that is enjoyable, something that is fun, something that is a part of our life, not the struggle, not the challenge, not the daunting task that we have to do, because that's where we get it wrong. It's not about that. It's about allowing our body to move more, and all comes from there. Okay, happy Friday, and I hope to see you soon.